Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the Scan Tool Network. So in this video we're going to show you a quick demonstration of so far what we believe to be the best scan tool for the Suzuki Jimny. This is the new Jimny from, I think it's like 2018, 2019 onwards. I think they call it a JB74. It doesn't really matter whether it's an SZ4, SZ5 or the LCV commercial. This tool, we will show you why this is the best tool. We have tried a few other tools. It is important to say, like the iCarsoft tools, but unfortunately they just do not connect to the systems on this vehicle. So unfortunately we can't show you the iCarsoft tools connecting with this vehicle. So this is the X-Tool D7, and it's what I'll do is I'll pop the link to this kit in the description below this video, because this is the tool that we found that connects to the most systems on this particular vehicle. All right, so you can see on the dashboard here we've got a few warning lights. So we've got like the check engine light, we've got the ABS, the brake and the traction control warning lights down here, and we've got a few messages on the message center just in the center there as well. So what I'll do is I'll show you the check engine light first of all, and it is important for me to say that I have simulated these faults. Okay, so they weren't genuine faults, but we can simulate faults as if they were genuine, so you can see the tool working as it normally would in the real world. Okay, so click into Diagnosis. We're going to select our manufacturer, which is Suzuki, and it just takes a few seconds to connect. So we're going to go automatic detection, so that automatically should find the vehicle. So it's found out that it says Jimny from 2018 onwards. I'll just select onto that, and then it's probably going to ask us a few more specific questions about the vehicle. Normally it asks you for the area, so we're going to put other because it's not Japan, and it's a manual transmission, this vehicle. So we'll just click OK to that, OK to that, and then we can go into system selection. So these are the systems that it's basically going to allow us, or possibly allow us, to check into. So the first one, you can see we've got the check engine light right there. We click into engine powertrain, we go read trouble code, and it's giving us this particular fault code here. So ignition coil B, primary secondary circuit, so it's a P0352 fault, and that ties in exactly with what we've done to simulate this fault. We've unclipped the electrical connection from the cylinder number 2, or B, and that's what's caused this fault, and that's what's caused the check engine light. So we've actually plugged it back in. But to get rid of the check engine light, you will need to use this tool in order to reset the warning light. So if we go back, if we click on to clear trouble code, just keep one eye on the check engine light when I do this. Clear trouble code, and there we go. Check engine light has gone, and it's got clear trouble code successfully on the screen here. Okay, so that's the first set of faults. Now the second one is the ABS ESP system. So if we go to read trouble code, it's giving us two faults here, C1021 and 1025, for the front right and the front left ABS sensors. Now the thing with these ABS sensors on this particular vehicle is that on most vehicles you've got a sensor for each wheel, but that side, and then the two rears. In this vehicle you've got one sensor which feeds together for the two front wheels. So I guess if any part of that sensor goes bad, you need to replace the whole thing. It's like you got a sensor going into the hub here, a sensor going into the hub on this wheel, and they all come together for one central connection. So if you were to get a fault on maybe one side, it might trigger a fault for both, it might trigger a fault just for one of them. However, you do need to replace the whole loom. It's not an impossible job to do. It's not a difficult job. You just got to unplug it from each hub and then follow it up to the electrical connection, which sits actually in the engine bay. But what we've done is we've tried to we've clipped the connection back together. What we originally did was we unclipped it and we've clipped it back together. And now what we're finding with this one is that if we go clear trouble code, it just gives us a little bit of a failure to do anything there, but obviously the warning lights are still on. So what we found is that once we've clipped it back together, we can just turn the engine off, start the engine again, and the warning lights have now disappeared. Okay, so that's basically simulating a reset for the ABS system. All right, and then you've got other systems as well. So you've got like the airbag system, no trouble codes there. Dual sensor brake support, a couple of faults there. These are historic faults, so let's see if we can clear those. There we go, we've been able to clear those successfully. Central gateway, no trouble codes. Power steering, no trouble codes. BCM, no trouble codes. Four-wheel drive system, no trouble codes. TPMS, there's a few, but it's had new wheels installed into this one. This one's got like the chunky tires and wheels, so we've been able to reset all of those. Combination meter, I'm not entirely sure what that is right now, but I can look into it. Lighting and turn signals, no trouble codes there. So the good thing is it's allowing us to diagnose all of these systems. Sometimes when you get a load of systems, it only lets you get into certain ones of them, but this tool is doing a good job of letting us into all of them. Now, one thing I did want to check is live data from the engine, just to see if it can give us the live data. And it's telling us it's given us 55 different sets of live data, so that's quite good. These are just the types of live data that you can get. Which is really good. Obviously, if you want to find specific live data about the way the vehicle is operating in it, and from the other systems as well, it also looked like you could get live data from those systems as well. So I'm just going to leave that information with you. I'll pop the link to where you can get this in the description below this video. Now, I do know from experience that there are fakes, there are clones for this kit, so it's highly recommended that you just use the link in the description below this video, and that will take you to the genuine and official product. And you know you're going to get the tool that actually works on the vehicle, won't damage the vehicle, and ultimately will give you the updates that you need if you need any. And obviously, one thing I haven't even touched on is that, you know, it does cover like a huge range of other makes and models as well. So if you go into, you've got all the European models, the Asian models, the American models, China if you so need those. There's a lot of those actually. Australian, and also some electric vehicles, but really not very many at all. But yeah, it's a fantastic package, well worth the money. But as I say, this is the only tool so far that we've been able to find that covers the systems on this Suzuki Jimny JB74 from 2018 onwards, according to this. I think the 2019 onwards in the real world, but I might be wrong on that. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll pop the link to this in the description. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps.